Have you ever looked at a simple nickel in your hand and thought, it's just 5 cents? Well, think again. Because somewhere out there, sitting quietly in someone's coin jar or tucked in an old drawer, lies a 1990 Jefferson nickel that's worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. And what's crazy is, most people have no idea that this ordinary-looking 5-cent coin could actually make them rich overnight. This coin might look common, but behind that calm, silvery face of Thomas Jefferson lies a story of minting errors, rare strikes, and hidden varieties that have collectors absolutely losing their minds. So before you spend that nickel on gum or toss it into a fountain for luck, you might want to take a closer look. Because the 1990 Jefferson nickel could easily be your lottery ticket disguised as pocket change. Now let's dive deep into why this coin, minted over 3 decades ago, is still shaking up the coin collecting world today. Back in 1990, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Jefferson nickels at both the Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, D mints. On the surface, they look simple, a smooth edge, the classic left-facing portrait of Jefferson designed by Felix Schlag, and Monticello on the reverse. But here's where things get wild. Even though billions of nickels have been struck since the 1930s, 1990 was a special year. It was one of those mintage periods where the machines, the dies, and even the planchets, coin blanks, started showing strange behaviors, from double dies to off-center strikes to missing mint marks. These tiny mistakes are what transformed an ordinary nickel into a collector's goldmine. Take this shocking example. A 1990 Jefferson nickel with a major double die error on Jefferson's eye and inscriptions sold for over $1,250 at auction. Yes, a single 5-cent coin selling for over $1,000.
Why?
Because true error coins from this year are incredibly hard to find in clean, uncirculated condition. And then there's the off-center strike, one of the most visually dramatic minting mistakes you'll ever see. Imagine Jefferson's face being only halfway on the coin, with a blank crescent on the edge. These coins often sell between $100 to $400, depending on how far off-center the strike is. The more dramatic the error, the higher the price tag. But that's not all. Some 1990 nickels have been found struck on foreign planchets, meaning the metal blank intended for another country's coin somehow got into the U.S. minting presses. These bizarre minting anomalies are ultra-rare and can easily be worth over $2,000 or more to the right buyer. Let's talk about the proof versions too. The 1990 S-proof nickels minted in San Francisco were struck with mirror-like surfaces for collectors. Normally, they're not too expensive, but if you find one that escaped the mint's inspection process with a missing S mint mark or with a double die reverse, you've just hit the jackpot. Those rare proof errors can bring in up to $1,500 or higher in top grades. Now, the grading of this coin plays a massive role. A regular 1990 D Jefferson nickel in average circulated condition might just be worth its face value, but in pristine, untouched mint state condition, like MS67 or higher, collectors can pay hundreds of dollars.
Why?
Because high-grade examples are incredibly difficult to find without scratches, bag marks, or weak strikes. PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, have recorded very few top-graded examples of the 1990 nickel, which means rarity is everything. Imagine owning a nickel that looks so flawless under magnification that collectors literally battle to own it. Those are the coins bringing in auction prices of $700 to $1,000. And wait until you hear this, there's a known full steps, FS, variety of the 1990 Jefferson nickel. These are coins where every single step on Monticello's staircase is fully visible, showing a crisp, detailed strike. Finding one like that in perfect mint condition is almost like finding a needle in a haystack. Collectors love these full-step nickels, and depending on the grade, they can fetch $300, $600, or even more. Here's the part that really blows people away. Most of these valuable 1990 nickels are still out there, circulating, sitting in old jars, drawers, or rolls of coins waiting to be discovered. So if you've got some old change lying around, check your nickels closely. Use a magnifying glass to look for doubling on "In God We Trust" or Monticello. Check Jefferson's eye, his lips, and the letters for any distortions or thickened edges. That could be your payday hiding in plain sight. Let's not forget the history behind this design. The Jefferson nickel has been minted since 1938, replacing the iconic Buffalo nickel. Its design was created to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the architect of the Declaration of Independence. Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, is featured on the reverse, but with time, that simple building has become the center of some of the most expensive nickel sales ever recorded. When a 1990 Jefferson nickel appears at auction with sharp details, perfect steps, and a gleaming finish, the bids go wild. In one shocking instance, a pristine MS-67 full steps 1990 D Jefferson nickel fetched close to $1,000, all because of its flawless luster and immaculate strike. That's a 19,900% increase over face value, for a single nickel. Now imagine owning not one but a handful of such rare coins. Suddenly your pocket change could turn into a mini fortune. The key takeaway here: the 1990 Jefferson nickel is far from ordinary. Between its rare era varieties, full-step details, high-grade specimens, and proof anomalies, it's one of the most underestimated coins of the 1990s. While millions exist, only a handful hold the kind of perfection and rarity that collectors crave, and that's what drives prices through the roof. So next time you're handed a nickel in change, don't overlook it. That little coin might just be the hidden gem everyone else ignored. Check the mint mark, inspect the steps, look for doubling, and above all, never assume a nickel is just 5 cents. Because if it's a 1990 Jefferson nickel, you might just be holding a piece of treasure worth more than your week's paycheck.